guys, my name is Erin and this is Everyday Fabulous with Erin. Today I'm actually going to be teaching you guys how to do a DIY fancy gumball machine out of household items that you can find at Target, Walmart, and the dollar store. It's super cute, super creative, and I get comments on it almost every time people come to my house because it's unlike anything they've ever seen. This is what the end result looks like. Very cute, right? Very glittery. And as you can see, it's just made out of a basic terracotta pot, a fishbowl, and then a wooden ball. So let's get started. Okay, so before I run down the list of items that you guys are going to need in order to make this, I just wanted to make one thing clear. Obviously, none of the portions of this are functional, so this button doesn't actually do anything. In order to get, obviously, the candy of your choice out of here, you would just have to take the top off and pull the candy out. I know it sounds a little self-explanatory, but you never know. Figured I would just throw that one out there. Okay. As far as the list of items that you need, it's very basic. Like I said, you can get them pretty much all at the same store. So you're going to start with a terracotta top and bottom, just your average planter pot. I got mine at Michael's. You're going to need a fishbowl. I also got this at Michael's. The reason I say that it's best to get it all at the same store is because you want to have the proper fit. If you try to get it at different stores, you don't know if everything's going to fit together properly. So what you're going to want to do if you go to AC Moore or Michael's is just fit the pieces together really quick in the store, make sure they work. So you got the bottom, okay, that looks good. This looks like a good size. And then you just want to make sure that this clears the top. Absolutely perfect. So you're going to need these three pieces, obviously. And then you're going to need a little wooden ball for the top. Obviously, that's how you're going to pull the top off at the very end. You're just going to find this in the wood section. It's just a little tiny wooden unpainted ball. So that's that. Now, obviously, you guys are going to need to change the color of the terracotta, of course, from that to silver. You can do silver, you could do gold. I just happen to have a gray and white and silver kitchen, so that was the color I chose. I prefer to do the painting with spray paint. This particular brand has a primer built into it, and it has an absolutely beautiful covering. You generally only have to do one coat. You could do two, but I was able to get it down to just one coat. It's the Rust-Oleum Bright Coat Metallic Finish. Obviously, you'll notice that the cap is extremely metallic. You can get this in Walmart just for about $3 or $4 in the spray paint section. So there's that. And then also, if you didn't notice, it had a nice glittery finish to it, the original piece. So what I do is after everything is painted silver, that has to be silver. It's an optional thing, but it just, like I said, it adds that extra pop. I like to use the DecoArt brand Craft Twinkles. All it really is a brush on glitter paint. So again, that's optional, but I think it looks beautiful and it's really eye-catching. So at the end, you're just going to do a coat or two of this, really to your liking. It takes about 2 hours to dry. You're going to obviously want to do that after the spray paint dries. So you need that, and then obviously to piece all the things together, you're going to use a high-powered glue gun. I bought this brand, it's AdTech from Walmart. It was super cheap, it was like $6. The only thing that I recommend for this project, and usually all others, is invest in a good glue stick. So I only use Gorilla glue sticks. They are available at Walmart as well. Like I said, a little more expensive, totally going to extend the life of your project though. So let's get started on the steps. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the three main pieces that make up the gumball machine. That is the base, the top, and the little wooden ball. And we're going to take our silver Rust-Oleum spray paint and we're going to coat each piece completely. That means the top, the bottom, the inside, the outside. You're going to want to coat everything perfectly. This way, when you put the project completely together later, you're not going to have any blind spots or any portions that are still showing that terracotta color. Okay, so your next step is to take each of your pre-painted silver pieces, and then you're going to apply, just with a regular brush, your DecoArt Craft Twinkles. So that's the next step. We're going to do that. It probably will take about a quarter to a half of a bottle, so if you want to purchase at least one or two of these just to complete the entire project, that's your best bet. Again, you can get those Craft Twinkles at Walmart or Michael's Craft Store. And then you're just going to make nice, even strokes all the way up and down the base, as well as the other three pieces. Like I said, I go for a much more glittery look. It depends on how much glitter. Some people don't want any at all. But it's going to take at least 2 to 3 coats to achieve the look that I ultimately wanted to go for, which was where the pieces come out looking like this. Like very, very sparkly, very eye-catching, as you can see, as well as the base. So like I said, this took about 3 coats. These, the coat with this takes a lot longer to dry than the spray paint. You're going to want to give this a couple of hours, maybe 2 to 3, just to be safe. Otherwise, it's going to get gloppy. It's going to be a complete mess for the final assembly, which is the next step. So here's the last step. Once all of your pieces have completely dried of their glitter glue as well as their spray paint, it's time for assembly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the base of the terracotta pot just like this. And you're going to use your high-powered glue gun, again with the Gorilla Glue Sticks, and you're going to start applying the glue in a circular motion. You're going to want to be extremely generous while you're doing this because you're going to need a decent amount of glue on there to hold the fishbowl, which is the next step. I like to make a nice thick layer all the way around the top so that it has something to really bond to. Now this next thing, you're going to have to act a little bit quick. You're going to grab your fishbowl, you're going to try and make sure it's even as best as possible, and you're going to seat it right down on top of that glue. I think I did a decent job. I think it's even. It doesn't always come out perfectly even, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. This is good enough. And now we'll move to the next step. So we're almost done here. The next thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is to take the very top and then your glittery wooden ball, and you're going to want to attach that directly in the center, again, with your glue gun. Just try to center it as best as possible. Add a little bit of glue. You don't need to be as generous with this step, but you're going to want to make sure there's enough on there based on the fact that this wooden ball is holding all the weight of this terracotta topper. Just going to place it right down there. Give it about a couple minutes to dry, and then you should be able to pick the entire thing up by the ball. But don't try to do that immediately because then I'm assuming that they will disconnect from one another and then you might have a broken topper. So just give it about 5 minutes. So assuming that everything went kind of according to plan, you're going to end up with something that looks a lot like this. So this is the finished product. You can decorate the bottom if you'd like more. You can put more buttons on it. I wanted to keep mine a little bit simple just because I already have so much blingy glitter going on. And then what you're going to do is the best part. You're going to fill it. You can fill it with anything you'd like. Like I said, none of this is actually functional. You're going to have to physically put your hand in the candy bowl. But it's such a super cute and unique way to display candy in your home. I can guarantee you that your friends and family have not seen anything like this before. It's also a great gift idea. If it's something that you want to make for others, this entire thing costs under $10, and it's such a beautiful and unique thing to display in your house. So that's that. If you guys have any questions or have any problems with the project as you're doing it, feel free to comment. I would be more than happy to give you guys my feedback. Otherwise, stay tuned for the rest of what will be my channel, Everyday Fabulous with Erin, where I'm going to teach you guys how to make beautiful and fabulous things out of everyday objects in your house or at the department store. So thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys for the next project.